Right, and there we go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first official race, or first official session, really, for 2021. With me in the comments box, I've got Razor, Nicholas. How's it, Nicholas?
How's it? Good evening. Yeah, good things in you.
Like, it's all good. It's all good. It's a new game. It looks sexy, sexy cars. Yeah. So if anyone is tuned in, we're not excited about this, well, yet, because this is not racing. We're just giving the guys a little bit of a Formula One taste, just to let them do a bit of a practice session. It was a random track, basically, that we draw. So it's Hungary this evening. This is not the first track that FTR will be doing in their Season 4 calendar. The first one coming up is next week in Austria, but myself and Razor will talk a little bit about that. But it's also a good indication, or a good situation to introduce new drivers, to introduce new cars to you, new teammates. Razor can talk a little bit about what did we do differently this season to last season. So yeah, we've got 60 minutes to entertain you, which is going to be slightly different than a 60-minute race. But yeah, we're off and we're going. Yeah, Razor.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of new drivers. I think if we can just go through the list there and introduce them. So we've got Nike, which is Barry's girlfriend. So one of our first female drivers in Division 2. So welcome to her. Then we've got It's Phyllis. He's in the Aston Martin team. Welcome.
And that's with an F, not with a P, which is great to see. I mean,
yes.
Phillies, not, yeah. Right.
So yeah, welcome to him. Hope he enjoys it. Same with Solzmeister, using the Alpine. Then we've got Chaplin, ZA, and then all the other usual drivers that we had in Division 2. And and Kia Butter, that's now in Division 2.
All right, yeah, so it's obviously not a full grid. The guys, some of them a little bit away. I think some of them were making themselves more available for next week's starting race than really for the practice session. But we thought to keep the guys busy to ramp up to next week's Austria Grand Prix on Wednesday night for Division 2 and Premier Division on Thursday night. Give the guys a bit of a go in Hungary. Also seeing up that Hungary is coming up this weekend in F1 in real life. So it's going to be interesting. For me, I know she's going to be in the pits for a while, but it's so cool to say she in FTR. I kid you not. I am working on other drivers, hopefully ladies that can join us. But this is exciting. I've never been this excited since, I don't know really, since lockdown has ended. I could buy beer. But this is exciting. This is exciting to see a Nike 01, Grace's girlfriend. It's going to be exciting to see her. Obviously, you said Solzmeister and Chaplin, and then the usual suspects. So not all the teams represented this evening, so I just want to go through this list quickly while we're on Nickishan. So both Red Bulls around, so Arno and Nick. I just want to put tire compounds on here, so everyone could just see what the guys are doing. Yeah, so both Red Bulls here, and Arno and Nick, and you've got both Ferraris here and Tunable. Okay, so let's just stop there first. So in Season 4, we decided, in Season 3, we had race engineers, and in Season 4, we decided to give the guys a go at team principals. Now, different to a race engineer, race engineers joined the lobbies and helped the drivers out. Team principals in Season 4 basically auctioned or bid on cars. So the cars that they're driving, they paid a fee for that. And then they go and fetch their own drivers. So there's a driver market that's happening during the season. And drivers can swap between teams if team principals feel it's fair and if that's what they want to do, but no cross driving really in essence. But that's the exciting part of this season. So let's just run through the team principles this evening. It would have been actually cool. You know what? Maybe we can get one of the team principals in to join us. That would be cool.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah, so we'll work on that now. I'm going to give that to Nicholas just now. So let's just have a look, Nicholas, and you're going to have to help me out here, maybe with some info from your side. So obviously, the Ferrari guys, which is Gia Buerta and Tunable, team principal for that team is Gia Buerta. And we're going to just jump on him. I'm pretty sure he's out on track. No, not yet. So he's team principal for the Ferrari team for the whole of Premier Division and Division 2. And who's these Premier Division drivers, Nicholas?
Sorry, just say who is that again?
for Buerta. So that is Speed Alcoholic, and I think he's got a reserve at the moment, so he's not full in Division 1 or Premier Division, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm just going to give it here for you
Yeah,
now.
it's all
I'll
good.
tell you now.
All good.
Okay.
Alright, so while we're having a score, so while Razor, yeah, you got it?
That's for Division
I think
2.
it's a reserve. Yeah, so I think he's got a reserve. So Shakes is retired. I'm not sure what happened there. I can't see any car on track. Can I?
Okay, I've got everybody up.
Alright, so Gerard's obviously Gilberto's team principal for the Ferrari, and his team is formed up out of himself, obviously in Tunable, and in Premier Division, I think it's only Speed Alcoholic.
That is only Speed Alcoholic, yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. And then on the other drivers, so let's have a look at... oh, and another one's out. We've lost two people. We've lost
Chaplin drove
Chaplin.
into Arno. Yep.
My word, and Arno also DNF, so... My word. This is not turning out the way we planned. Thank goodness, this is practice sessions. So, yeah, I bet you one of my Red Bull drivers is not very happy about that, and I'm surely not impressed with that. But that's the other side of me. But anyway, so let's just go back to team principles. The other one, Nicholas, that I'm looking at here, and I need to get used to this, is the Mercedes guys. So we've obviously got Essitronic, which is the team principal for Mercedes. And his team is made up out of Ron Skitter, which is not here this evening in Division 2. And then Premier Division, as I say that, Essitronic loses the back end completely. Well recovered there by him. And his Premier Division drivers is...
Saggy Fatface and FTRF1 Wezo.
Okay, so it's Wezo, and Saggy has changed his name, so I think he's something European. Anyway, we'll catch up with that. And then in the Alpines, I know that is Saki Bienes. So he's the team principal for the Alpine team, and his drivers is obviously Saki, and his teammate Solsmeister already out of the session. And in Premier Division,
sorry, Heinrich, he is Super D is for Alpine.
Super D is Alpine. Apologies.
Yep.
Alright, so why? That's the Williams. My word. Okay, so it's Super D in the Alpine.
Yep.
And that's a different color. My word. Okay. I'm getting confused with all these new colors on the left-hand side.
No.
My word. But before we go carry on with team principles, so Arne is out in the Red Bull, so not obviously what we wanted from the Red Bull team. Salzmeister is also out. Chaplin is out in the McLaren. Yeah, so not a good start to practice. And within the first 10 minutes of practice session, everyone's still out on the hard. Tunable setting the pace so far. But Razor, we do not know what fuel loads these acts are carrying. We do not know what engine modes they're running. We do not know if they're using any ERS. We'll maybe catch up with Saki. And he's definitely not using... Yeah, he is using DRS at the moment. And he is on the hard. But probably not a reflection of what the guys can do in this session. I think everyone will be sandbagging, will be carrying a little bit more fuel. But it's good to see pace-wise where we might be for the Austrian Grand Prix next week.
Yeah, look, I think some of the drivers aren't going to really push the car to the max. They're just going to get the feeling of most of the corners, the fuel load, obviously adjust some of the setups. Obviously, you'll get one or two drivers that are going to push it to the limits. But, yeah, I don't think most of the drivers are going to give it everything, you know?
Yeah, so hopefully we can... Alright, so Arne, looks like that was a driver error from Arne if I look at the Red Bull team group. So Arne having a bit of bad luck there. But some strong teams in the season in Division 2. So, like I said earlier, you will not expect 18 drivers in here. So, these lobbies, we decided to only make it 18 to get in sometime, maybe if we in future feel that it's necessary, to get in the team principals and have a chat to them. It's always nice to hear what the team principal says about the drivers and what the race strategy would be. So, you would not expect 18 drivers here, but we obviously didn't expect to lose 4 drivers so early in the session. Shakes, Salzmaster, Chaplin, and Arne. Obviously, practice session coming up tomorrow night for Premier Division. I'm pretty sure we will also have about 14 or 15 drivers in there, depending on team principals, what they want to do.
Yep.
And if they want to do the practice sessions, sometimes team principals don't want to do that because they don't want to give away their pace, which I think is strategically pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
Right, so I'm just going to focus a little bit on. So Saki is going around. He is still on the hards. We haven't seen anyone out in the mediums. Everyone's still just out on the
Not
hards.
yet, but I see Nick did have a very good lap on the hards now.
All
Oh,
right,
and
so,
there he loses the
there we
car.
go. That's it. I am going to take out so much money to fix these cars. It's ridiculous. So both Red Bulls out in a practice session, and yeah, that's not where we want to be. Yeah. So Tunable setting the early pace with a 1:17.7. Brad obviously in third, but we expect those times to drop once the guys get the mediums and the softs on. Ooh, and someone also lost it there completely. That was Warlock.
Warlocks, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. So he had a big moment there. And once again, Nareza, a lot of the guys have been commenting, not just in FTR, but in other racing platforms on the squad, that Hungary and Belgium is very difficult to master at the moment. Yeah, one lap pace maybe in time trial is not that bad, but it's and I see another retirement. So there's another retirement. My word.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're going to cut this broadcast very short, most definitely. So in essence, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers left, with just over. Just want to see the timer.
Oh, I
47
see
minutes.
Tunable's out.
My word.
He lost
Everyone, you see, and before we go off air, because I really don't think anyone wants to see this. I really don't want to see this all the time.
Yeah.
But it's one thing to go into a time trial and be really fast in time trial, and then come on and put high fuel in, fill up your car, get on a different tire that is not soft, and have less grip, more fuel.
Yeah.
Temperature in the tires obviously not there. Temperature of the track not there. It could be different. And you know what? I'm actually glad we did this evening, although it looks a bit like a shambles. But I'm actually very glad that we did this because it gives the guys basically a early warning signs. And I know for the Red Bull team, for myself and my team, there's big warning signs for us. Going into Austria next week, because you can say that Hungary is very tricky with downforce and stay away from the curbs, but in Austria, it's really the same. So,
it is.
And there you go. So this is what I was waiting for, and then we'll get off air as soon as possible. But this is what I was waiting for. So our first female driver. I'm so, you know what? I'm actually very excited. I'm not emotional, but excited yet. And our first female driver, Nike, in the Alfa Romeo, and I'm going to get on board with her. I'm just going to spend some time with her and see how she goes, because this is a big moment for FTR. I think it's a big moment for South African leagues in general to have a female driver in here. And you know what? I wish her all the best. I hope she can do really, be the cat amongst the pigeons and get hold of these guys.
Yep, no, I agree.
So as she goes through sector 2, I tell you what, a little bit tentative on the throttle yet. The tire's obviously not warm yet, but it looks nice and smooth. Not locking up any funnies. Haven't lost the back end yet. I'm excited, Nicholas. I'm not sure about you, Razor, but I'm excited about this. It's this is good to see.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
this
tell
is
you what,
very,
if
very
there's
exciting.
any other female drivers out there who would like to have a go at this, because I tell you what, she's just opened up possibilities for any female driver or any female gamer, really, that F1 is not just for boys. Ooh, back end step slightly out, kept it nicely together. She's obviously getting a lot of coaching from Burry's, her fiance or boyfriend or hubby or whatever you want to call it. Her other half, let's just go other half. And he's I tell you what, he's one of our team principals as well.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so he's guiding her nicely through Hungary. And this looks good. This looks good. This looks good.
I'm going to be on now.
All right, now all good, all good. So she makes nice space for the Mercedes coming through. Right, so just over 43 minutes left in practice, so we're not going to do the whole practice session this evening. We're just obviously testing out lobbies, testing out our streams, making sure everything is fine and ready for next week when we kick off Season 4 on the 4th of August, and that will be for Division 2 in Austria. And they will then be joined on Thursday evening with the Premier Division in Austria, and then we're off to Brazil. And then the week after that, we are in Russia, if I'm not mistaken. So a couple of difficult tracks coming up. But yeah, so we had a lot of retirements here. Fastest lap by Warlock. He goes fastest on a 1:17.5. That's a good lap by him on the hards. Yeah, he's showing the way. So let's just jump a little bit away here from Nike. Let's just get the by Warlock. So his teammate, obviously Nike, so his brother, Barry's is obviously team principal, and he's in the Premier Division, driving an Alfa Romeo. So the Alfa looks very good at the moment, and I just saw another Williams pop out there. Right, so from my side, I think everything looks good. Everything from Extreme looks fine, so I think this is a successful test for us. Yeah, you can join us tomorrow night as well. Tomorrow night on the comments box will be Gerard, Bota. And I'm not sure who's going to join him on the comms tomorrow night, but I'm pretty sure you will get someone to join him in the comms. And they will do a test broadcast for the Premier Division, just to make sure that our lobby settings is fine and streams from his side is fine. And then we will all catch you next week in Austria. From my side, all the best, and we'll catch you next week. Ciao, ciao.